Alright, here is how it's gonna go. It's not to say that I don't have something or something particular or at all to pitch here on this next video shoot off tonight, and just me going arbitrarily without any script or scenario, storyline, whatever. Just I go all spontaneously without any prepared things in my mind, and I still don't have any fucking idea what to tell you about in this particular video shoot. Let it be just the full improvisation. You see, I'm not quite clean shaved, and because of being lazy, and this morning I woke up and I decided morning came only around 1 p.m. and that's my regular morning as they come to me at this time of the day, because I am a very late bird. I go to sleep at very late time and I wake up late as well, because of being trained with years of nothing doing. Not actually, I'm kidding, I'm not a big nothing doer. I'm actually hard worker, and I'm workaholic, I should say. And it's not seen. I'm not striving to depict this process of working myself or creating whatever. I'm just very, not to say that I'm a secretive person. Maybe I am, maybe I don't. I'm not, and who cares? I mean, I'm not pitching my profile pretty high. I'm pretty low profile guy, as I've always been, and it's not something that has to be sounded out, or maybe is one of my personal things that I wouldn't want to share here on my channel, even within those rambling stories. And you might as well be familiar with kinds of things that happen regularly here on my channel. If you're my follower, then you're maybe even my regular and even maybe subscriber, and then you know how it goes down. All these stories, and they're nothing related to materials, and all the attempts of speaking fluently in my American. I try to sound more like American way, like not to say that I not adore some British style. Some may sometimes fall into some brooding as for following or not following some British channels, and maybe I would sound something like British. I do not know how to sound British, and I got used to the way of sounding slightly like reminding American version of no native speaker. I'm not a native speaker of American, but I'm striving to become a native speaker, a real American speaker, and I fight for that fluency wherever till my shed, and I always will as soon as I will leave. I hope I will. So, as we do not have any fucking track of today's story, let it be just cool improvisation, as I noticed in the very commencement of our video shoot of tonight. And I always try to speak longer, but it's not because of being lazy, and it's not the reason why I do not sound longer. It's like being lazy of revising and perusing my materials after being made. It's not that I don't want to speak. Let's say I spoke like 25 or 28 minutes. As I remember, I made one video shoots here on this channel going in 28 minutes of its length, and the full length was around 28 minutes and several seconds, as I remember, if I remember correctly. I hope I do. So that video shoot was just very long. It's not what I was there on that video shoot, but I was speaking more slowly than I'm speaking now, and that's because of not just wanting to I don't know, distract my attention maybe from the process of speaking. That's why I spoke for that long at the time, and now I'm trying to even more bring you the version of how non-native speaker might be able to speak in whatever language he wants to speak. Let's say I'm practicing my American right now, and my words are pulled out of my mouth by my strength of my will, strength of my brain, I should say. I lay them on my tongue, on the tip of my tongue, and I sound them out finally. And I try not always, but I try to mix sounds together as natives do. I remember that phrase that I learned from some audiobook. If I remember correctly, that audiobook was Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert, and there was a long sentence, long one, like pretty fucking long. If I remember correctly, I'll just sound it out for you. So the whole thing goes like, it wouldn't have served those women to have stopped walking. Nobody would have or could have helped them. The only thing that would have happened was that their family would have starved. And there was one native speaker in my life, Jack, and still he's alive. very good person, very true friend of mine. If he thinks the same way, then I'm happy. If he doesn't, I'm happy as well, because I'm a friend of him. I believe I am. So he said, he didn't say anything. I said the thing in front of him, and he was like, wow, he got everything that I said. And I was pretty overwhelmingly happy. And there was another girl in my life at the time. She was following me with not getting what is said here, and she was like giving me a pretty weird look. What was that? What you just said? And I was like, it wouldn't have served those women to have stopped walking. Nobody would have or could have helped them. The only thing that would have happened was that their family would have starved. It wouldn't have served those women to have stopped walking. Nobody would have or could have helped them. The only thing that would have happened was that their family would have starved. And I said it like, I don't know how many times in a row, just to to get in the habit to practice it and to say it more like rapidly, and they're trying to mix all the sounds together and sound more reminding the full fluency profile related guy in my American, which I'm believing I'm trying to correspond to, and that version was the version of mine being like 3 years old from now, as I commenced my the very onset of our practices with Jack happened in the happy year of 2016, if I remember correctly now. I hope I do. So the habit meeting was back then, and then it's been how many years we've been practicing together. Say now it makes almost like 3 year and a half, as I remember. Yeah, it makes not less than 3 years and a half now, and I'm pretty happy with it, because I don't invite some other pips in my group. It's like close group that we practice together, and we are happy with it actually. And the longer I speak, the longer he speaks in front of me, the more we are able to correct our mistakes in our like non-native languages. I should say that nowadays I feel like American language. I'm kidding by naming it American. I know this like American English. I call it my American, and I feel it like my all soul lives in it, or my American lives in my soul, whatever. You do not get any difference from replacing those notions between each other around that point. It doesn't make any difference at all. Just whatever you would call them, you just would rather to leave it on your own, which I definitely do. And the whole premise of my narration of today goes like, whatever you'll be doing, be true, be honest with it, put all efforts that you have. Whatever tools you have by your hand, use them all, to get the fullest version of yours in whatever process you would be advancing. Put even extra miles, go extra mile, as they say in Native American, just maybe conversations they say about going extra mile, and that's what I regularly try to do. Not only on this channel, I practice a lot, like during the week time, or the whole week goes like, I don't know, I have several practices within a week time, and when I go to the circle of reiteration, all those practices once and once more. Every oncoming week becomes the more advanced version of me, and not the week becomes the more advanced version of me. I myself, I become the more advanced, more full, and more impeccable version of myself, of the previous version, and seeing that drastic, or maybe not always drastic improvement, but say if I gauge the timeline within maybe 2 months, then I see my drastic just distinctions where I were previously, where I am now, the current moment of my life. Let's say it makes more reason for me to speak at length, to speak it more, just not even I'm not talking here about translation in your head, I'm talking about spontaneous speech, and that speech is like, I don't know, maybe 89% correct. But you go like, not only you're rendering your mind before, even within the process of speaking, or in the process of speaking, not render that thing at all. Just you open your mouth and words are automatically pulled out. I don't know why that happens. Maybe I make some mistakes, like one or two or how many fucking times I may make some mistakes and I may sound wrong, but the more I eliminate these mistakes by process of making them, the more I near my fluent version where the play at that place where I wanna be in my long run, short run, and middle run, which is more all those timelines. They're all equally important to me because my he said, Jack said that he doesn't take that deep approach. He's pretty sufficed with what he has, I mean, in his Russian, and he's not gonna follow the steps that I just introduced to him, but the standpoint of him was very clear. He's like my colleague and he does the thing that I do, and we are like counterparts in our mutual process of enhancing our languages. Forgot what I was gonna say. I said the practices with Jack. I said so many fucking things that I now don't remember them all, and I wanted to sound something out, something more like not being related to, more like being related to some subject, but I cannot figure that subject out right now, and if I shut down, then there are all these just maths that you probably haven't followed for this point. If you have followed for this long, I again just I'm all gratitude for you for doing so or not doing so. I'm not so just whatever just people think about me. Some dude came to me today and he said, oh, wouldn't you want to sound this story out, that story, how you got in the United States of America? I said, no, why would I? And he said like, okay, we are good with that, or whatever. He makes his steps in my direction, not the very first time. I saw him coming up to me, maybe not one time, maybe a few times, let's say like previous practice he came up while we were already out, or after a meeting I was heading home, and he came up to me and said, wouldn't you Alex, wouldn't you be pleased to follow our group together going our way home? I said, no, why would I? I mean, I'm pretty weird creature right now. I don't like just when people try to penetrate my personal space without having my permission or not asking my permission at all. Just come up to me and say what I want. Why would I respond the same way? I don't know. I couldn't care less what other strangers think about what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And just me going my way, doing it my way, not caring too much what other people think what I'm doing, and stuff that goes and falls along these lines. Yes, I'm not running out of subject. I'm not losing my voice. I have to sip my water, and I'm lowering my bar here. I'm raising it to the extent you cannot even imagine. I just began to lose my voice. I have to sip some adorable water that I have. It lives here on this glass container right beside my right hand, I should say. So I'm gonna do this. Sorry, sorry, bear all this mess that you may encounter here. I warned you. I gotta tell you what, today I practiced with a native speaker. His name is Jacob. He was sitting closely to me and he was doing like a Russian story, and he once I stepped into the premise, he gave me a look and he said, hey, come up here and join our group. I said, I'll just be right back. I only think I have to do that. I have to take a leak right now, and now after that I'll be all ready for whatever. And he nodded like saying almost nothing, like he has to take a leak. Yeah, I'm gonna be back. I was like that. And I was back and I sat there with all those nice people practicing our durable American, and it's like middle group. It's not advanced, it's not beginner, it's like the intermediate. I don't think where I am now. Maybe I'm fairly intermediate, or maybe I'm advanced, maybe I'm beginner. I feel like myself like I'm a kid, like I'm still a child, native American child, like I'm learning from parents, whatever they say. Oh, it's a cool word, maybe I should remember that one. And I remember that, I put it deeply in my mind, and after that I peruse it several times, and after that I'm ready for sounding that word out. and previously I put them on the piece of paper as new words about to be memorized, and after I let them marinate there on that sheet of paper, and after that I put them in my mind, unpacking them pretty neatly, not cramming, not just dragging them there carelessly. I put them neatly and pack them neatly in my mind before I can use them automatically. But the thing only goes when you have some practices before you're about to sound them out automatically. You have to. It's like it's my personal approach, how I learn. If some people watch this, I don't wanna disclose my personal secrets about me and what I live, or how I do my American, and stuff that goes along these lines. You know what I'm saying? And I watched the Terminator 2, the second episode of the Terminator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Robert Patrick performing main roles in that movie. And the story was the video shoot that I watched on YouTube space was called how they made all those scenes, and about all the locations where all these shooting happened at the time in the year of 1991. They made all the movie within the timeline between the years 1990 and 1991, and the film itself, it's like over 2 hours and a half of its duration. I guess it's like 2 hours and 36 minutes of its extended unabridged version, director's version, and James Cameron, so to say, he's the director of that movie, and he's like the on the top of my list, and I'm pretty I feel miserable when I just go to reminiscing about his latest accomplishment. He wasn't the director of that movie, The Terminator 6. How was he able to allow that shit to happen? They stained the rock. You cannot even imagine how they stained the rock with that sequel. They made every fucking mistake that was about to be able that they were about to be able to make. They made them all those mistakes. It's like not the Terminator 6, it's Feminator and Miserator and Shitterator and fucking Robot Terminator movie sequel. That's how it's called. It's not the It's stained the rug at every scene, almost at every moment, but the only person that was impeccable in that movie, that was Sarah Connor, performed by Linda Hamilton, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was impeccable as always. He was trying to depict that character or him like Terminator being made out of the skeleton of the Terminator is all now made out of metal, and he has skin and living tissues on that skeleton, and that's the reason why he ages. And the sixth episode was like the most aged Terminator version ever. Like he's like literally like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's 73 years old now, if I remember correctly. I hope I do. And now in years he's like 75th anniversary. Let's put it this way. I mean, the Terminator was like, he was drinking beer. Can you fucking ever imagine that the Terminator was able to fucking drink beer? Why they put that scene in that movie for? I don't fucking get the point. Why did they fucking put that scene in that movie of Terminator drinking beer? Who put them up to that? I don't even fucking know how they allowed that shit to happen. They were sitting like on the porch of Terminator house, and they were drinking beer. Terminator was drinking fucking beer, and he got a wife. Can you fucking imagine that storyline? That like a tangent of that storyline. Can you imagine that tangent of that storyline? That Terminator got married on some woman, he had a son, and he drank fucking beer. Can you fucking imagine? Ever fucking imagine the Terminator drinking beer? I can't fucking live with it. I can't fucking live with it any longer. I hope I will alone and happy life. Or saying those words, if God allows me, I hope He will. So the movie was spoiled in every second, in every fucking moment of its existence. And I'm not a pundit here or movie critic to say whatever I've just said, and just my personal opinion, my personal just attitude, whatever my approach and angle, if you will. And I made 20 fucking minutes. I can't fucking believe I made this long story. Let's call it a day, but only for tonight. I'm saving my efforts to rant for some more extended period of time on comment sessions of my self-recording here on my channel, which is called Pretty Happily Dive into for English. Do your own channels, call themselves, practice in front of whatever people you will get on those spaces within the frames of your YouTube channel, wherever. I'll be happy with any your doings or misdoings, wherever you whatever you would be up to. I'm good with any of those things. Let's call it a day. I'm clean this place. I have to whatever, I have to run about and lay there and do fucking nothing. Have a nice one. Wake up, chill, friends for lesson, and come in the morning. I'll be with you on it. Practice your American. I'm happy that you are there, and I feel you all. Thanks for everything. See you all. Bye.